16th day. Is it the 16th day? Regardless, I'm just doing this off the top of my head. I have to get ready. Should I be Little Miss Bo Peep? Should I be Little Red Riding Hood? Little Miss Bo Peep, did she have that thing over her head? Eating her curds away. Along came beside her. What? What was beside her? He besides him. Little Miss Muffet sat on her. Saturn? The planet? Tuffet? The Tuff Kit? How do we spell tough? T-U-P-H? Do we spell it tuff like in French? T-U-F-F? And that's talking about the hair down there. They call that the tuff, like the... Anyways, we need a little bit of cushion, right? You need a little bit of cushion. So Little Miss Muffet is the skunk, and I did this in my last video. So she stank, divided by one straight line behind her back, thinking on each side was black. What was the light that brought the clarity into the black? Do you understand? The reality of the flag in the world should only be lines. Do we have to say anything else other than lines? We know if the lines are this way, or if the lines are this way, it's a referee. We know if there's one line, we usually assume it's a skunk. We know when the lines are crisscross, it's a netting. And when it gets past that, one of the linesmen raises his hand. He calls it "et le but," which means the goal. It counts. It count. Count means to count, right? Just like page. You ever see that? It says page. That's English and French. In French, it's supposed to say feuille, which means paper. There's only 40 in here. There's only 40 pages in here. So we're talking about Little Miss Muffet sat on her Tuff Kit. The K, okay, is 9/11. Because when you're born, you actually create something from within this world. The spirit is in between in this world to create your K, so you're in both worlds. K, A, angel of the divided worlds of one and one, from the left side and the right side. K, it, the kit, 5 and 4. 4 of the 4 corners. It's actually one corner here and then another corner here because it's cut over here in the book. It's cut like almost just like the over here. This circle goes up to here. This circle comes down to here. So you make the cut here all the way to here. You make the cut all the way to here. So this side gets to keep all 3 circles, and this is an add-on page, this corner. So whichever way you wish to look at it. Kit. IT, 5 times 4, 5 plus 4 is 9I or 20T. 29 plus 6 because all zeros get 6 because you ain't in the middle. Your 9 brings you to 11 and you live under 13. The AC energy that brings you in. Side the egg, 1 and 5 and 1 and 3. 28 makes the moon. One moon, you got one moon connected. Not everybody running off that moon up there, but everybody's running on your own moon for the whole planet. But they put a moon up there to move the oceans. Well, I'll tell you where the oceans move. That's where the oceans move. It's in your hips. You make the light work within your own body as you move. It's a natural energy. Maybe it's in the signature of life. La griffe. Latino. In the griffe of life. Spanish, French, and English, like I did in the video that barely uploaded. I'll try to explain how they're all the same. They all bring into you electric company, Spanish, English, and French. This is the milk of Tiny. Who is Tiny? Okay, is Tiny. Who is Tiny? Does Tiny live inside you? So small, but she's so small, she is the griffe of life. Is she giving you your vibration? On the 16th day, 6 equals 52. Teen equals to 44, 96. But it's on the 16th day. This is 28 for the moon. This is 44 for the space. This is 5 and 2, the B letter, B and E, of who man is, number 52. 2 gets lost in 5, doubles up the corners, makes 2 corners free, going 2 and 1, 3. And 2 corners going 2 and 2, V for life, because the corners get doubled up, so it's 22. 2 in this corner and 2 in this corner. 28, and this makes 124. 1, 2, and 4 in letters says BAD, and that's the bad cat. You add number 30 for day equals to 126. You add 6 for the 0 is 132. And then add 28 for this TH at the end is 150. Forward 150, 15 is the egg, 150 becomes 156. It's now communication. On the 16th day of the month, OTE, 0, test, because it's TE and ES. So what we put in there is your E, 0 test. 0 is all. So it's now we all test. We all test. What is it to be the spirit? Doth. What is doth or dot, whichever way you want? Don't forget, they say it that way. For or TED. What system is the TED system? How does that system work with TED or the DET system? There is a big system out here that works like that. Okay? DO, 4 and 15 equals to 19, which is the spirit. Okay? This actually is the letter S together. Okay? As 19, it becomes 79. Because inside D, it's just a single letter. The D is the 4th letter. You must put a 0 in front of it, creating within itself 6, and then the D4, Zion, Israel. French and English, when a T and D comes together. OT, OTE. They meet the test of the spirit, whatever this is, your DOT, this is your transformation. Transportation, transformation is the 0 test of all, and the transformation comes on the 16th day. They celebrate Valentine's on the 14th day because we start the month backwards. It's an automatic ending. When the reel spins, it's an automatic ending. So you begin on your day of choice. You don't close it off on the day of choice. So when February starts on the 28th day, it ended on the 29th day because the cycle was 365 times 3, which is 1,095, plus 366. 360 times 4 is 1,440. Plus the 5 days 3 times is 1,455. And then the last day, is that what I said? No, it's 1,440. Plus the last 5 days of each of the years is 15. That's right, 1,455. And then on the last day of 6 days, 1,461. 1,461, Saturn, the DNA of Saturn. 16 is the light. 14th day is because of the 2 weeks, 7 and 7. From 1 7th gate from one way to 1 7th gate to the other way, you find a halfway point. Where's the halfway point? It's 0. 0 is not 0 because it's the next number after 1. 0 is the last number you bump into before going to the minus. 0 is the halfway between 2 areas, is the reality. You're just going back to the beginning. So they start the day at the end of the month and they bring it all the way back to where they reach the 29th of February and they keep going backwards. I don't know why. I didn't sit here to figure it out. This 132 gets us 28, which means 160. I said 150. It's 160. 160 is again the light, becomes 166. 6 times 6 is 36. First of all, if I do it this way, it becomes Mercury 1, Jupiter. The smallest thing. The universe ends with you. What do you care when you're dead? What does it make a difference to you when you're dead? When this universe ends, this is the universe the machine works on, because you're the machine. When you're dead, you're in the junkyard, back into the ground. 6 feet down, 2 feet up. How many toes do you have? Hola. So the modem is the test of all. How does the modem work? So we had 160 here. Now that we finished this off, again, 160 becomes 166. Put the 1 in the center because it's a 1. It's not really a 1. It's actually 33 that goes into the center. It's actually 33 that goes into the center. A 1 and a 2 creates a 3. W-I-N. This way. See this way, it goes this way. You only get 3 of them. 1, 2, 3. You got your N. If you take all 4, you get the W. W takes up all 4 sides. Aces, you only get 3 aces. You can't have the 4th ace because you need a way in. If you need 3 ace holes, you split 3 ace holes out, but you need 1 ace hole in before the split. And then you have the 3. And when you link them together, it becomes W. You put a 1 underneath, and it becomes the Magen David if you want. It also says Nav. It also says Vav. Why do we need 3? Let me get back to where I was so I don't lose anything. Obviously, I always do. You need 3, okay? Because the pin in this goes all the way through. The pin goes all the way through, okay? And all the way to the other side. It's one pin. It hooks up the link. Here's the link. If I don't link one side or nothing, this one goes away from that one. So this link goes into this link. So it would be a cutout. Just like in a watch. Look the way the watch is made, the way the band is made. It's the same cutout. Okay, so we needed that 3 and 3. Okay, and then we needed the 3 and 3 for the design that I showed you. Okay, so now what you had is 1661. Okay, it's here, look. 1, 6, right? 1661? No. We're going to go down here. And we're going to go down here. Okay, did I do that right? See, these are doubled in these corners. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now, this is not the way I'd like to do it. Right? In reality, you're supposed to open it up. Okay, but I'm not going to draw the designer, so just stop. 1 times 6, 1 plus 6. We're going to break it down to show you how many should be. 1 times 6, 1 plus 6 equals 6 and 7, 13. 1 and 3 is 4. It happens twice, equals 26. The body we are in, the crown of the queen, the 2 worlds of birth, of father and mother. Now, we're going to understand one more thing. The question is, what is the first letter in the alphabet? In reality, the 9I, right, you need to be born into it, right? The gateway is G-A-B, the gateway of father and mother. And then C is the creation. Once you get C, the seed, okay, that is the link. 3, 2, 1, 6. Then man 6 gets the light of his own, is the 7th gate into the 8th heaven that is split. He becomes the 9, reversing into the 6 by the 7th gate into the world that he lives. He doesn't live by the first world, he lives by the second world, 4 in the first world, to 1 part in the center world, and then to this world of 4. 4, 1, and 4 comes from 1, 6, 6, and 1, bringing in your space of your light. Regardless of the DNA of this planet, the totem pole, the way it works, the initials, Latini, okay? Spatial, how about going to space? The spatial, okay? Or how about the special? Let's milk 8. Because we're from 4 and 4 world, they add 4 more, now there's 12. 6, in reality, is a split. This is the totality between the top and the bottom. This one splits it in between. When you see a Magen David 6 stars, that's split up 360 degrees. That split up the actuality of what's in the center. You see, what's in the center, okay, in actuality, okay, I believe should be made a little bit like this. Let's just say this is the way it was, right? Let's say this is the way it was, and this is the split world, okay? Right away, you would think like this. Look, D and D. Now you take this and you flip it up here. You take this and you flip it up here, okay? You flip it up here. And now you have this one here, and now it's over here. This is your B and D. This is your A area over here. This is your A area in this one, but this is your A area in this one, the 5 position. Okay, do you see the way it looks like 2 arms? If I just want, all I have to do is standing on his own arms, his head is looking in one direction, so the king of diamonds only looks one way. Double D's, single B, okay? So this is 4, and this is 4. 4, 8, 12. Here is your pyramid that you stand on from the earth, and voila, that's the way I see we should be living. I just want to throw out a few things. And when you play gin, you don't get to have a pair in gin. You need 3 cards minimum. you get a 4 card straight, and the regular 3 cards bring you the 7 cards in gin. Walt Disney character. Okay, if you ever look at Walt Disney, they show something like this. This usually means an idea. They show the same notation as a keyway. What you see through the keyway, the keyhole, and the idea. What you can see is the keyhole. So there's a small keyway to get out to see reality. Because there was a guy on this show through this, not these castles, right? But we all know that this is, what is the big castle about? We have to understand the castle in Walt Disney World when you go there. The bull, his nose, okay, and the ring. What does it mean to have the bull with a ring in his nose? You're containing the bull's ideas. Why are you containing the bull's nose? Is it the bull nose or the bull's eyes? The bull's nose between his eyes. Thus, E-sun, okay, of the bulb, the light bulb, B-L-U, and the second L goes A-B, baluba. Now, if you want to figure out what your baluba is, a great bamboo, then you're going to have to think about great bamboo and sticking it and being able to breathe through it, understanding the way the nose goes into the ring. 666, you've tied up 3 worlds through your nose. The communication, take away your nose, and you have autism. Take away the reading light of the pineal gland, and you have autism. Acme or ace king me. This says, give me the light. Why do you need something around the king? Is it to tear away the light, like the Anaheim baseball team? Have you ever seen them? Take a look at their sign. This is 14, this is 13, this is 27. This is my red light. See the way this belt will go through the K and will cause the K to become an E? Right now it's a CL, the K, which is equal to the egg. In English, they put it as an R, which is equal to the heaven of one's soul, or the heaven of one's spirit, if you want to count it that way. The M is actually saying the Federation, 1v1 says the Federation above, with split 11 on the bottom, because this part in the center of M does not go to the bottom, and if you use it as a separating notation, as we do over here with the W, then you'll understand the difference. One goes up, down to the center, up and down, taking up 2 full boxes. The other one goes over 1, 2, 3, 4 boxes over, 1 high. 1 by 4 brings in your IDA, right? Your IDA, your DNA. And when you go 2 up, it brings you over to just your cube and has nothing to do with your DNA other than the receptor, because it's the cube that they were right over here, right? Little Miss Muppet, okay? Het or Chet or E.T. What was the E.T.? Oh no, I think I got a phone call, but we're not going to answer. So Little Miss Muffet was Saturn, and her tough kit was the lights of Saturn, 18 or 18 or abating the 18 of her or Haiti, Haitian, and her Kurds, her herds. 11, as we just spoke as ace king, it now becomes the herd of the double of the U, of the 2 of who they are, however they are. Got control of the body, got control of the mind. Is that what your Kurd is, your cheese? Your spirit delight, RDS, okay, the sport of man. See this part over here? This is the diamond. Remove that from the cap. This is what they have control of. With this part right over here. See this part over here? This part can't spin. It's out of control. It can't spin freely. See this part over here? 1 here, 1 here, 1 here, 1 here. It seems as though it's 1 and all, and no one should control 1. We saw the 1, 1, 1, 2, 2, 2, 3, 3, 3. Why did I stop? Because it's 4 1s equals 8. It's 4 1s equals 4. 4 2s equal 8. 8 and 4 is 12, and 2 and 3 3s. You get 3 3s. 1 3 here, 1 3 here, 1 3 here is 9. So what you get is 4 times 2 is 8. 4 times 1 is 4. That's space. And 3 times 3 is 9, birth. And that will give you 21 when you play blackjack. You will use 4, 8, 9, 10, 11 cards, and you will have a perfect 21. 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 15, 18, 21. But usually on 18, you do not pull for the last card, because 18.2 is a winner, apparently, on the law of averages of the game. In blackjack, okay, If you play it this way and you use the first one, you only can use one of these aces for 11. Only one of them can count from the other side as 11, not 3 of them, because the 11 is a split light. 11 divided by 4. 2.50. 2.75 is the answer. Right? Because the ace becomes 11. Oh, and there's 3 more, but the answer is 2.75. But if I needed the answer from here, what would be the answer of 11 divided by 3 divided 11 divided by 4? So let's count this as 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So if you should get 4 aces and 3 more cards, that would be your 20. You cannot pull any more because there are no cards left in the deck. That will get you 21, 4, 7. So the first try got you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 11 cards to 21. And the next one brought you 7 cards to 20. So that would be, that's exactly what it would do. Blackjack, black is 29, equals to 1, 1, and 2. Jack is 25, equals to 54, equals to the sun. The total of blackjack equals to 102. And then it becomes 162 or 152, which is the spirit of man. The doghouse, 62, the queen's hat. So that is your blackjack, okay, how it works. The ace is 11. If you have 4 of them, it's 44. But you can never attain 4 at the same time. But the value in the deck retains that there can be 4 people that can each get an ace valued at 11. 44 equals the total space, okay? At the same time, the 10s, all the 10s in the deck, there are 4 of them, 10 jack, queen, king, equals to 4, equals to 10 each, is 40. Instead, if it wasn't equal to 40 in blackjack, 10 times 4 equals to 40. Jack is times 4 equals to 44. Queen times 4 equals to 48. This is space. This is the doorway of the space. And king times 4 equals to do. Man is in the doorway. His heart, man's heart, lies in the doorway of space of the blue world. The totality of this is 4, 12, 13, 14 on this side. 5, 17 on this side. This would be Q. This would be N. Perfect to say queen. Why? Because the N is EN. So right away, this is Q. Comes with the W. It says queen right away. 31 is the hat of AC. Okay, now you want to talk about Atlantic City, let's talk about the Atlantic Ocean, let's talk about whatever else you want to add to that. Now what we're going to do is we're going to add the regular way, 1, 2, 3, 4, 160, 170, it'll be a total of 184. This would stand for Pluto and Neptune inside of Mars and Earth, meaning somehow we are connected through our minds through these planets. When Mercury runs, or the blood is running, through the 8th planet of Neptune, in which in low shu it's mixed with the one spirit light, and Earth is mixed with Mars. We understand this, how Neptune, Mars, which is man, lives through the AC power, the 7th gate, through the gateway of Uranus, which becomes Neptune, because in low shu is another number system, tells us how 7 and 8 switch, and how 7 and 6 come together. So let's leave this alone. We have 184, plus we have to add this, 0 over here. So this 14 gets another 6. So this 14 gets a 6 equals 20. And then it becomes 26 again. Gets another 6 because we fall in another 20. So it becomes 8. This becomes 17. This becomes 26, 8. Now if you ever go to a debit machine, look at the number 1. Just check out these credit card machines, okay? Look at the number 1. It's got the Z and the Q. The Z and the Q, the Q used to come between the P and R on the 7th key and used to total a count of 70. Now they took away the Q and it equals to 53 and electric company. So instead of run by the Q, it's now run by electric company, which the Q is probably Nibiru, okay, because it falls in its number, the gateway to the third creation. And then on the Z, which usually equals to 98, you take away 26 and it now equals to 72 and becomes time of electric company between the 7 and 9 and the number initials for Roth and Child. So what we have over here, what I did over here is this becomes 17 and this becomes 43. First it's 31 and then it goes to 20, which makes it 37. But 37 is a derivative.
37 is a derivative of Nibiru again. 7 times 3 is 21. Plus 10, 7 plus 3 equals to 31. 0 gets 6. 6 plus 31 equals to 37. And this is now Park Place. Arc Place. Okay? Instead of marking PL, it marks the whole thing. This is Park Place, or Park. So this is how we get to 37. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we have number 26. Okay, 37 is the same number that it started with, so I'm going nowhere other than saying Abba 0112. 012 is 3, creation. This becomes 6, 2, 3, 4 plus 6. 4 and 6, 64 is Zion, Israel, and it counts for totality. Over here we get 26 and 17 equals to 43. 43, 17 and 26. This is what we're going to do. 1 times 7 is 7. 1 plus 7 is 8. Okay? 2 times 6 is 12. 2 plus 6 is 8. This becomes 19. This becomes 16. Okay? 16 and 19, okay, are the same thing reversed. They're mirrored of each other. 1 times 2, 1 plus 2 is 2 and 3. Okay? This equals to 2 times 3, 2 plus 3 is 5 and 6, equals to 30. 5 plus 6 equals to 11, equals to 41. 1 times 2, 1 plus 2 equals to this. Okay, 2 and 3 equals to 5. Okay, this is P and this is S. 1 times 9 is 9. 1 plus 9 is 10. 10 plus 9 equals 19. Okay, the same number. 0 equals 6. Plus 6 equals to 25. Blackjack. Man of blackjack. 19 plus 6 is 25. 2 plus 5 equals 7. 1 plus 6 equals 7. The light of man. 1, 5 and 1, 6. 7 and 7. The same numbers I did on the last page if I can find them. Here's your 2, 5. Okay? If you look back earlier in the video, I went 1 times 6, 1 plus 6, and that's going to bring you back to 44, which is the number of space. The sector of clarity brings you in 24 inside man. Okay, divided worlds of 6 and 9, the birth, and the divided world of man's mind in the space, the chlorum. Mars trial, okay, Mars trial, Mars Copus. Nova says sun, SUV, our sun, the life of our sun. AB sun, our AB sun. Alpha Beta sun, the divided sun. Copus, sit, cope, and pet. You must sit and cope with your pet. The point. 51. Area 51. So this says sit. Mars, I sit. Kopek. Kopek. OPEC. OPEC. So they're telling us that OPEC is a hidden word of something that they talk about, whatever, regardless of what it is. This becomes number 43. 17 and 26. 4 by 3, 4 plus 3, which is the same thing. 1 times 3, 1 plus 3 is 3 and 4. 17 and 26 is your AC queen, and you're back to the beginning of blackjack again. Now in blackjack, for its reality, okay, the ace, okay, is always 11, but usually it's 14. So we're going to go 4 times the ace. The ace times 14 times 4 times ace equals, okay, equals to 56. 184, we're going to go for the low count here again. This totality was 14 plus this 6 equals to 20. Okay, now we're going to count the second one. 5, 10, 22. This one is 22 and 20. That's equals to 42. That's the number of this galaxy of connections, okay? The second galaxy of connections is when we revert to the second count, which is add 56 to 184, which is 190 and 50, 240. That's amazing. 240. Let's look at this. 25, 9, 20, divided by 240 equals 108, which equals 168, which means a cellular communication, 10 and 8, 5 times 2 and 4 times 2, the number of the sun, the minimum you can get. You can't go 5 times 1. It's 5 times 2. It's 10 times 1. And it's 4 times 2. 5, 4, the number of the sun. The number of the sun coming on the blackjack of the 14th day. On the 14th day, when we're counting backwards, right? On the 14th day. Don't you think there were days, don't you understand? The Mayan cycle runs 2. So the way I understand it, we might have to run 2 cycles of leap years in 1 to create 1 year link. Somehow they seem to have made it 2. So at the same time, now what I'm going to do is go down to blackjack and count the ace as 11 equals to a total of 44. The ace is 11 equals to 44. Then I'm going to count the kings, 4 of them equals 40. Queens and jacks and 10. Okay, queen, jack, 10 equals to 120, 160. 204 is the full value. This is the full value. It's 160 of the light and 44 of the space. So in blackjack, they show you the light and they show you the space. Okay? Light and space. This will become 264 because 0 gets 6. And again, we're Zion, Israel. 264, which is 4 times 4 times 4 times 4 equals 256. Okay? Take away 1/8 because you are the 1/8. The 256 is your communication. This is 264, the middle of Zion, Israel. This becomes 264. And then when you compare it to this one over here, okay, where we had 10, jack, queen, king of their true value, okay, now we get the ace to 56. I know it's up here. 6, 10, 18, 20, 5, 10, 15, 24, 240 versus 204. The difference is 36. This will become 264 and 240 become 246. So they're now equal. The same thing both ways, just one becomes 4, one becomes 6. This becomes 10, this becomes 10, this becomes 4. 10, 4, 10. Because they have to be split world. They can't be, if they're the same, they have to be split apart. This becomes 7, because all zeros get 6. 16, 4, 16. This would be 7, 4, 7, which would be just like we know it. Jesus Christ, 57, 75. 5 by 7 is 35. 5 plus 7 is 12, equals to 47. 7 times 4 is 28. 7 plus 4 is 11. Now we get Neptune. We get Einstein. We get DNA. We get 1776. And then we get the equivalent of a dividing number that goes between this number and 25,920. Whatever it is, it'll bring these two together. But now we're going to get 1776 and 6771 is 7. 7 and 7 is 14. Happy Valentine's Day equals 5. 7 and 7 is 14. Happy Valentine's Day, 5. 7, 7, 5, 5, 7, a 5, 7, 7, 5, which creates 4774. This is 5.5. 5.5 is like 0, because I mentioned before that 0 is a meeting between 2 places. 0 is a platform meeting between 2 places. It's a halfway point. Okay? You get 5 in the middle in between 4 areas, right? 5 becomes 1/4 of all 4. And then before you begin, if you're in a straight line, when you get back to where you begin before, you're not -1. You're not going -1. You're just going back to the beginning. You're just taking away the last one and moving back a half a step. You're not taking back a whole step. So when you get 0, you're actually getting 0.5, which is actually more or less showing you a dice like this. Even though this is full movement between there, okay, there is no step over here. Either you're here or you're here or you're here. You can't be in all 3 places, but you're in the center because you're in with the light. And if you come out between the cage. You've been caged in. This stops a complete row. Okay, I'm going to look at this as this is 2 and this is -2. Or let's say this is 1 and this is minus 1. But this is 0. But this is nothing. This is just not there and just not there. But instead of making 0 exactly what it is, wouldn't it be on a plateau or down on the ground? Saying I'm not between each side, but I'm above it or I'm below it. But if I am in between it or beside it. Do you understand? This can be a completion. I'm tied up. This is the middle of the post. Either you're at the top touching the roof, or you're at the bottom touching the floor, or you're just hanging in between. You're just hanging in between. So I'm just trying to show you an understanding that the same thing with 0. You're not minus when you go to take off 1, I'm minus. No, but you have to be somewhere. You're at the plateau where you began. So that's where we get 0. Now what I'm going to be doing here in my next video, and I don't like the word to say I'm trying, I'm doing what I do, and if I don't like, I'm not proud of how it seems to come out. Do I get over some decent information for myself? Yes, I do. Sharing everything because the only one watching is me. Right now, I'm the only one watching. I'm taping myself. So somehow, if it gets out and somebody else sees it, que sera? Somebody knows something they might want to know. Somebody might have wasted their time. This is the piano notes from A to G. Because don't forget, when you get H and I, the last place I saw H and I is on a security card. And so H and I, H would be protecting 6, right? H8 protects 6. And I9, okay, protects 5. 9 and 5, 6 and 8. That's the way it looks on secure. You know why? Because if you go from A to G, and A is just like, A is the hole in the center of 4 other things, so A couldn't exist until E. But A doesn't come anywhere until I shows up as support. Otherwise, there's no one to support. The hole is empty. There's nothing in the hole. Fill her up! Here he comes, 9 months later. I enjoyed it 9 months ago. It's hard today, but I paid for it in the future. We're going to add up 1 all the way to 99, 1, 8, and 15, going by amounts of 7. I'm going to go to 2 and go by the amounts of 7. Then I'm going to go to 3. And the difference of it all is what you can do and what this looks like. 3 will look like this, so whatever numbers we get, we have to know they stand divided. Equally, of course, because this dice is still rolling. And that dot in the center, it's a fag. It's a bearing. It don't care where it ends up. As long as she keeps on running, just let her run. Because once it's a hole, no matter what, there's always something and nothing there at the same time. And something passed right on through, but that's okay. Raphael 7286 in a constellation of Pegasus. Should we blow the horn?